Hello everyone, it's Gallic from Noctua Owl Gaming. Welcome to my channel. Hope everything is going well today. We are back in northern Italy, starting again as OPM Saluzzo. While we are in between some of the major powers in Europe, we will carve out our own borders and expand to the rich provinces of northern Italy. Through our spy networks and our strong allies, we will unite our people and free them from the powers outside Italy. If you like my content, please do subscribe. Now let's get to the gameplay. Here we are at Saluzzo. I've always wanted to do Saluzzo because you could stack AE modifier really well and you could just take swaths of land really cheaply. And I want to do that. I want to see how lucky I can get, because it does take a lot of luck too, because you have to get the papacy to really do it. And the reason why, we'll go over their ideas real quick. You get plus 10% infantry combat ability, minus 15 aggressive impact, which is amazing. You get core creation cost minus 15%, provincial trade power modifier plus 10%, goods produced modifier plus 10%, morale of armies plus 10%, movement speed plus 15%. I do like movement speed. It's not the best, but it does give like this little edge where you can get in and out of places you need to, or get somewhere before them in the mountains and be there before them. Trade steering plus 20%, missionary strength plus 1, tolerance of the truth place plus 1, and national attacks modifier plus 10%. Their ideas are fantastic. They have a little bit of everything. They have good economics. You got your goods produced modifier, which is fantastic. You got a little bit of trade in there with the trade steering and the provincial trade modifier. That's fantastic. You get a little national attacks. Unfortunately, it's at the end, but every little bit helps. So they actually have this really good military focus, which infantry combat and morale. Oh, that's really good. Anything you pick for them will help them out. Now, of course, that minus 15% is great. I did sit last night and I found out that these are all random. So you can try to get careful. And I did do that. Unfortunately, I got national tax modifier minus 10%, but we do get goods modifier plus 10%. Taxes are definitely better in the beginning than that. But that being said, I was mainly after careful. I did get it right away, but I got babbling buffoon, which helps getting alliances really suck. I'm going to try to ally Austria. I did already royal marry them. I want to pick up the Pope as an ally as well, because we want to try for the papacy, because if you become the Pope, you get minus 20% aggressive expansion impact as well. So that's 20%, his careful, which is 10, and your ideas, which is 15%. So that's 55% just with the papacy. That's not including getting 100% spy network, which I'm not sure how much it does. Maybe 10%, I'm assuming. And then also, my first idea I want to get, which shouldn't be a shocker, is state propaganda. That's another 20%. So even if we don't get the Pope, we can get that. We can get up to 55 of what we currently have. Then you have Age of Discovery, which will give you another 10% while Age of Discovery is going. So you're starting to see that we're going to be able to take a lot of land for almost no AE. And if we get the papacy, we can also excommunicate people, which makes it even more cheaper as well. So there's a whole bunch of things that can just stack up, and you could get, let's say, Florence here for like 10 AE for the whole country. It's insane. And that's what I want to try to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and get some alliances set up. Our first war probably will be Provence or Savoy, depending on my alliances. The reason why I say Provence is probably going to be it, because France usually doesn't want them as an ally anymore, and Burgundy will attack them. That'll make them weak enough where we can attack them and get this little slice of land for us and start growing. So our first war more likely will be with Provence. So I'll get my state set up, my alliance is set, and I will see you then. All right, the thing finally happened. I've been sitting almost for 10 years being patient, because as Saluzzo, you kind of have to be that. So we're gonna go ahead and we got the free company up. We're gonna get claims on our neighboring provinces. There we go. And we're gonna declare war on Provence here. Now, he is currently under siege from everybody, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I do not need anybody to help me. I'll be able to do this on my own. I'm Tech 4, so even if I come across his armies, I should be fine. We're pretty much just going to sit on these 3 lands, so when this war is over with Burgundy, we'll pretty much snap them all up, and nobody else can get them. I'm tempted to call the Pope in, and the reason why I want to call the Pope in is because then he won't declare war on him either, because we're already be in the war and I'll already be sitting on him, and then that way he if I have to move for some reason, it'll be fine. So that's kind of why I want to do it. Just to call him in is to make sure that he's already at war with them and I'm sitting on him. It should be okay. So I'm gonna try not and do it, but it could come out close. So let's go ahead and declare this war. There we go, and we will sit on these 2 right here. Unfortunately, I lost my general, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. That's a really good general. We'll definitely take that. So I'm basically just gonna sit on these 2 and their capital here with like a stack when it gets sieged down, and we're going to just try to snatch these up. All right, the war with Provence is over now. We're gonna fully annex them. I had to go up here and siege down Lorraine. Luckily, his army was black flag, so it couldn't do anything, which is awesome. We're gonna take all this. There we go. Hopefully, I don't think we can ally France now because he's gonna want this land. So that's, I was so close to being able to ally him. What I could do is I could slander. I could send an insult, and maybe that will give me enough to see, I can ally France now. Now I have Austria and France as an ally, so this should make my life safer. Not sure about easier, but definitely safer. So we'll go ahead and core all this, and then we're gonna gear up for a war with Savoy here. We probably could do it with these 2 if Naples is not a PU anymore, which he's not, so we may do that. Aragon is a big boy, well, relatively speaking here, but we'll see. We'll core this up, and when something happens, I'll be sure to bring you in. I think it's time to bring war to Savoy here. I almost have my stuff core. I want to keep some momentum going and get my AE to start cooling down again. I am going to call in France with the promise of war, because they'll just make this a lot quicker. I'll give him some Aragonese land because I know he does want some of that over here a lot, so that works out great for me. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. We'll call in everybody. I might give Switzerland some stuff. I'm not sure. We'll see. We're gonna go ahead and do it for Nisa, and then I'll just stand on this fort right here. So let's go ahead and actually, let's see what was the highest development. Oh yeah, let's do it for the highest development one, which is Torino here, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll call everybody in and do this. The war with Savoy is over, so we're gonna go ahead and pick them off. They are gonna have just a little bit left. That's no big deal. I highly doubt I'll get much ducats from this. 8, I'll take 8. It's okay. Let's go ahead and end this. We'll get a slight coalition: Burgundy, Milan, and Genoa. I waited till the end of the year. There was Venice. There was a couple people there, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and core this very expensive land up. And then we're probably going to take a breather because I do want to get the next idea. And we want to unlock espionage ideas as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. So there's a little bit more waiting around for me. And that's fine. We need to try to get our economy going. It is doing okay right now. We do have 3 advisors. We're barely in the red. Most of it's from this corruption. So yeah, we're doing fine. I just cored everything. So basically this was my state. So I had to, all these became, you know, they were already state. So I lowered all my autonomy, all that jazz. I am now making almost 6 ducats from that by just taking over that Savoy land. That's freaking huge. And I also stated these guys, made Otacon, promoted their culture. They were like 50% of my culture for a moment. 37 still a huge chunk. So now we're making Italian lands are so rich. Once you start growing, it's huge. I could go from a force limit of 9 to 16, so I almost doubled. So things are running smoothly. We're just gonna let some of our AE die down just a little. We're gonna see what happens with the Pope. I'm just we're at 7.6%. It's still probably gonna go to the Pope because, well, yeah, we'll try 10%. We'll see what happens. If we get the Pope, we get the Pope. It's great. I'm just gonna wait till I get some admin because it was expensive coring everything up, but we really needed it. We're gonna get that idea, and once things die down, we'll get just hopefully we'll have justified wars by then, and we'll have our guy still alive. He's getting up there, so I'm not sure how much longer he's gonna have, but that 10% really did help in our expansion too, so it's fantastic. So when something does happen, I'll be sure to bring you guys in. We just unlocked our first idea here, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up espionage because we want that sweet state propaganda. So something amazing just happened. Genoa's at war with the Ottomans. The Pope attacked Florence, which doesn't surprise me. So I'm going to attack Genoa. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to fully annex them without getting a big coalition, but we're going to go ahead and at least try. Oh, I gotta wait a month here. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and attack these guys as well and do this. For our first ability in the Age of a Discovery, we're going to go ahead and get Justified Wars, of course, because we really want that, which comes at a perfect time because we're going to be annexing all of Genoa, and we're not getting too bad of a coalition right now at all. Too bad we couldn't get to state propaganda, but we'll get there. That's no problem. We just need one more and we'll be there. So we're going to go ahead and annex these guys. We'll take that back. There we go. And now we're just slowly growing in the Italians. I did ally Austria, so technically I'm still in the HRE. I don't need to be because no Italians are. But unless something stops me from being allied to Austria, I don't see the point of not being in the HRE. It gives me just like a little bit of more protection. From what? I don't know. Nobody's really going to declare war on me, but if you want to, you can gladly leave the HRE. I mean, I can. It's no big deal. For our tier 3 government reform, we're going to go ahead and pick up expanded royal court. We're a small nation. We have low autonomy. So getting that plus 20% is going to help keep getting more and more tiers quicker. We're making 0.75, which isn't too bad. We're not at 0, but we're really close. It's time to declare war on Milan. Finally, I was unfortunate enough to have Castile come and take Lucca and Pisa. I should have done that, not him. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead and attack Milan and maybe take these bottom 4 right here, because that's definitely what we want. So we'll declare for their capital, and we're going to bring in Austria. He's malevolent, but I did have enough to ask him to prepare for war, which pretty much negates it. So if you ever have a guy who's malevolent and you can't get him into war, you could spend 10 of your favors to ask him to prepare for war, and that gives him more reason to join you. So let's go ahead and do this. We will be at war with the Papal State. He decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and rival you. So cool beans. I should call it. I'm going to go ahead and call in Switzerland. If anything, he'll be a distraction for them to like attack him. So that's why I'm going to do it. He does want Como, but I basically want these bottom 4 ones, so it's no big deal if he does get it. Let's go ahead and do this. The war with Milan's over. We're going to go ahead and fully annex them. We're getting 54 aggressive expansion. It's not that bad. Castile was in there, but they're not no more. It's just going to be like Venice, Three Leagues, and whatnot. My biggest problem is I'm not getting. I've had so many negative events for prestige over like admin or military that I even just had one that just said, hey, guess what? You get minus 25 prestige. It was brutal. I've probably been at like negative 50 for quite a while. I'm finally almost to the positives. I only get 2 or 4 prestige for this war. Austria, I believe, gets more of it. It is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and take all this. To be fair, being able to fully annex all of Milan for 54 aggressive expansion really isn't that bad. Our current modifier for AE impact, I think, is 44.6%, which isn't bad at all. It can get better. I think you get 10% when you're maxed out on prestige. But the problem is I've had nothing but negative events for prestige. So I haven't really been having wars to like counteract that I haven't been like the only player. So that's kind of hurt me. It is what it is. We'll get over this. I did take Ferrara as a vassal here because Venice did attack him. So I was like, hey, I'll just take him as a vassal so Castile doesn't swoop in and take him. We could attack Bologna, and one of the reasons why I would want to take, not take Bologna, but maybe farm prestige. Oh, I just pieced him out. Never mind. We could probably do that to Mantua, where we could declare war and farm some prestige and try to get that up. We may do that. We'll see. For now, I'm just gonna let myself digest this. Let some AE die down. We do have a little bit. It is a little high. Burgundy's a PU wool gas, so I'm not worried about Burgundy. So yeah, pretty much I'll see you when something exciting happens, hopefully. For our next Age of Discovery bullet point, I'm going to go ahead and get Adaptive Combat Terrain. We're in the mountains, so if we fight in the mountains, we'll get that +1 and hopefully devastate who's ever fighting us up there. For our tier 4 government reform, we are going to pick up the lands for the church. While the Pope does hate us still right now, that's fine. We will get there. We are still getting papal influence slowly. I have an 8% chance. It's a chance. We'll see if we can get it. I have fully integrated all this. Well, I should say cored it all. I reduced the autonomy here. It's really low. I picked up Bologna as a vassal. I might try picking up a couple people as vassals. We'll see if we can get them or not. We can, like, that way we could like get some power, because I want to take on Castile here. Unfortunately, he's just a little too much for me right now. I do have a fairly good size. I am, like 31,000 troops, I think. We could have up to 33. I have 4 cannons. I'm just trying to basically get their drill up. So if I do go to war, I have a nice strong, all these strong units to go by. I probably should turn on straight, state firearm regiments here. It'll cost a little bit more money, but they'll drill better. Since I am drilling, I'm going to turn that on. We get 1 per month. That's fine. The coalition did form. It fell apart not too long ago. So now I'm just waiting around. I'm tempted to go after Venice because, well, the Ottomans decided they wanted some lands from them. So there is that. We can go ahead and get a new idea. I'm thinking I'm going to do quality, and we already have some infantry combat, so stacking that's always going to be nice. Getting some cavalry combat, because I do run with some cavalry because we're rich enough. Army tradition's always nice. We have morale of navy since we are down here in the Mediterranean. I think it'll work out well. And then we'll also get the discipline. So I think in the long run, that would be really nice to have. All right, so we just got something really amazing here. We just got, come here, my pretties. We got minus 20% aggressive expansion. Oh, that's gonna be really nice. Till 1508, so we got it for 10 years. So I'm actually fabricating a claim over here. We could do a whole area. We could do all of Tuscany. And we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna also get a claim over here, and then we'll go to war. We only need 28. It's not too bad. We can build that up pretty easily. So I'm gonna wait for that. Then we're gonna declare war on the Pope and take a whole bunch of stuff from the Pope, and maybe then he'll stop being my rival. We're gonna go ahead and declare war on the Pope here. We're going after Florence here, and yeah, it's not gonna be too hard. Hungary, I'm surprised Hungary's even gonna come into this. They just got hit by everybody. Of course, nobody's gonna join us in this war because it's the Pope, and nobody really wants to fight the Pope, and that makes perfect sense to me. We do technically still have a chance to get the Pope. I'm gonna go ahead and put another point in there and just try, because if we can get the Pope, we can get that 20% event we just got and the Pope, and that would be nice. So let's go ahead and do it for Florence here. We'll declare war. And yeah, we'll take Avignon first, and then we'll swing over and take them over here. The war with the Pope is over. It's going to cost me a whopping 20 AE to take Siena, Arezzo, Florence, and I believe Avignon over here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. If we had more prestige, we probably would be able to get a little lower, maybe down to like 17. But honestly, 19 AE for all of this land. This is expensive land. This is not cheap land. This is 23, 14, 15, and 11. It's amazing how awesome that is. We're gonna go ahead and take that from him and core that good stuff up. There we go. Get all our troops back together. It was a little bit of a noxious fight because Trent's in the mountains and I did something stupid and they dogpiled on my cannon guys. That was me being silly. But other than that, just knocking everybody out was pretty simple. I decided to leave the HRE. I still technically have Austria as an ally. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I can now become a kingdom. Otherwise, I would be stuck as a duchy. And while we're not close to 300, I don't want to be a duchy anymore. For a tier 5 government reform, I'm going to go ahead and do sustained discipline because I am trying to drill my army again. So we're going to go ahead and get that. I just picked up claims, bordering claims for the Age of Discovery here. And I didn't even think about it. When you get espionage ideas, you actually can claim entire states. Russia can get something like that if they pick something. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a whole claim on all of Venetia here. That means all of these now have claims on it. All 5 of these, which is insane. But yeah, it's amazing like that. So if we actually look at my claims, I actually have claims on all of Venice over here in Italy. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and go to war with them. Let's see. We can bring in Austria. Does he want land? He does, but I'm gonna say I want it more than him, and we'll see if that brings it in. I kind of wish that the Pope would excommunicate him, but the Pope we've been getting aren't like, they don't really care about Venice at all, so it's no big deal. I did annex Ferrara, forgetting that he did have a core here. It's no big deal. Unfortunately, we did lose our minus 20% event that had happened, so that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and take probably Ferrara actually. No, Verona. We'll take Verona. We'll try to take his close coastline from him right here. So we're gonna do Verona. I'm gonna tell my boats to come in because Venice has 62 boats. Oof. That's gonna be brutal. So we'll go after Verona, and yeah, we'll call it Austria and Switzerland. We only have to worry about the knights. Not a big deal. I do need a. There we go. Also, on top of that, I did vassalize Mantua, Bologna, and Circassia here. We're gonna call this war with Venice over. We could take 94 develop them away from them for only 47 AE. That's dirt. That's nothing. If you did that anywhere else with anybody else, it'd be insane. I can't even like show you like who's really gonna get affected by this. So we'll go ahead and end this. We'll look at our AE impact here. 26 is what we got from everyone else. So it was about half. That's insane. That didn't even get me over 50 with Venice either. And just think, if I had the Pope, that's another 20% that would be stacked on top of it. That would be insane. Unfortunately, I don't have the AE for the admin for this, but it's fine. We'll get it in. Oh, I just want to say how I got on Venice. Usually, since I had Austria in this war, he had some boats right here. Yeah, it's the 16 right here. So what I did was I ran my boats down here, and their big fleet came out to fight me, and I let them engage it. So then Austria's boats engaged it and killed the small like 6 here, and then we rushed into and got Venice. So that's a way to do it. If you could have 2 different fleets somehow and one be based right next to Venice, you could bait out their big fleet and get it so you could get onto Venice. It doesn't always work, but there is a chance that you could do it. I just finished off military ideas, so we're gonna pick up this yearly army tradition decay and reinforcement speed plus 15%. The speed's gonna be nice because you save a little bit of money because the troops get in there quicker when they need to refill. All that fun stuff. So we finished that out. We got that discipline just in time. We're gonna declare war over here onto Spain. It looks like he's having some particular lists here. Now I did get some distant war. I think if I declare war on the Naples here, I could bring in France. I've been trying to figure out how to bring in France this whole time, and I completely forgot about that. If I ask him to prepare for war, it should allow me to bring in France. Now, if I just try to do Spain here, France would destabilize. But since I'm doing it for Naples, that could bring him in there. So if we're going to do that, I just want to make sure he didn't want anything down there. I have pretty much claims all over the place because of this. So we'll bring in everybody, which is amazing. I'm tempted to call him the Pope, but we're going to not worry about the Pope for now. We'll go ahead and start this war. We'll do it for Napoli here, and we're going to kick him out of Lucca, Pisa. Maybe come down here and take this or one of these and release Naples because he is integrating them. So let's go ahead and do this. This is fantastic. Really lucky that happened. And the Pope, oh man, my boats need to get back to port or they're going to get wrecked by his fleet that comes in. And it looks like the Pope did join the war, which is fine. That's what we wanted. All right. So I'm not going to lie. I tried getting the papacy because this is pretty much going to be my last war. And I wanted to have that 60%. So finally, after crashing the game a couple times, because I wanted to end this with aggressive expansion minus 61.3%, which is beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and finally end this war. Yeah, it was me just sitting around lowering my war exhaustion trying to get it. We're gonna do Curia powers for fun. But yeah, we finally got it, as you saw. Boop. We're gonna go ahead and finally peace out for what I want here. There we go. Oh man, we could take so much more if we want. Like I have these. I could pick up these. That's nothing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up all those. So we are picking up all this land in Italy and a little bit over here in Iberia for only 38. Just 38. I mean, these two alone are what, 34 right there. We got another 24 right there. That's 58. It's absolutely insane. And then you got the little islands. That's not too much. And then we got these over here, which is another 37. It looks like it's at Saluzzo, and is just insane. It's absolutely insane. Just the AE reduction you get is crazy. I only got 15 with those to my north. With the Pope, I only got 34 aggressive expansion. That's like nothing. That's zero, nada, nothing. So, it's so nice. We'll go ahead and core all that up. I've just been sitting on that. We could get our new idea. I was gonna go ahead and do trade because I want to pull more money to my node, or I could do administrative, which would be nice if I want to grow more, which I actually should do because I've been taking like states as claims and then taking whole states. So that's really good. We could do religious if we want to. We could come down and start invading the Sunni because we could get claims with Tunis now. It's open. It's wide open for us. Man, it's so crazy. I think we get core creation cost. We do. So if I was gonna keep playing this, I would get administrative for sure. Yeah, it's great. I could form Piedmont here, or I could form Italy by getting Rome. I could do either of them really easily. Yeah, it'd be so easy to do. I could have done this a little quicker. Like I sat in that war for like 10 years trying to get the Pope. He was like 70, I think. Oh my God, this is a young Pope, dude. This is a 45-year-old Pope. That's crazy. If we get that event again where it lowers our aggressive expansion by another 20, we would be at 85%, which is insane. So we would cap out at 95% aggressive expansion with our spy network on who we're attacking. So if we did Venice, we would have 95% aggressive expansion impact. It would be insane. It would be amazing. I am going to go ahead and core all this. I'm going to show Piedmont off because that is a cool one to get. Its color is a lighter blue than Saluzzo, and I do want to show you that at least. So I'll be with you in one moment. We can go ahead and form Piedmont here. We'll go ahead and accept that. We'll say yes, please. These guys are really cool too. They do get aggressive expansion. They get -10 at the end. You do lose 5%, so that's not too bad. You do get some awesome stuff like, so let's just go through it. You get improved relations plus 25%, idea cost -10%, and when everything's done, you get national tax modifier plus 15%. Then you get diplomatic relations +1, fort defense plus 25%. You get yearly prestige and papal influence +1. Gotta love those doubles. National manpower plus 10% and discipline plus 5%. Then you get development cost -5%, as well as core creation cost -10%. You get goods produced modifier plus 10%, as well as aggressive expansion -10%. And I do believe that you do get a new mission tree, as we see. We did unify it, so you have a new tree. It goes up into Burgundy. It goes into France. You can capture Venice. Yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff. You get Geneva up here, which would be hard because right now Geneva for me, I think, was a PU under Austria for some reason, which is interesting. But yeah, you get all these cool trees that you get. We unify. We could conquer Genoa. We did that. So you could just go through. I really wish that you didn't have to get Tech 10, which is a little weird. I think you should be able to form it quicker, but I remember reading Tech 10. I'll check on that real quick. Or wiki. Let's see here. Form. You do need Tech 10 to form it. I think it shouldn't, because then you pretty much would form this and then you go into Italy, or Or maybe have Italy tech like 20, so it's like a gradual thing, which I think would be cool. But forming in Italy tech 10 isn't the worst thing either. So, but as you see, we're a slightly lighter blue. We're like a toothpaste, people like to call it. It's a lot of fun. I do think both ideas are good. I really always love improved relations. Another diplomatic relations always good. But playing the Saluzzo, I think I like their ideas better because you get infantry, combat ability, and morale, which is good early game. But really, when it comes down to it, you do want to form into Italy and then go from there, especially late game. Your tree just expands greatly. As Saluzzo, you don't have the biggest tree. It's more like just trying to get to this tree, basically. And this is a lot bigger than I remember it used to be, which is really cool. But yeah, I think it's a great campaign. If you want to do Saluzzo yourself, it's a little slow in the beginning. And that's why it really helps to like stack that AE, because you can just grab so much land so every time you do go to war, and it not punish you for it. And if you can get the Pope, even better. You get that event that can happen, that pulse for I believe the pulse is for your espionage idea. I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It could be a generic one. Either way, it's really great. You get 60%. I can take whatever I want. If I got that with the Pope, that would be 80%, and it's even better. That means you can have multiple wars and take as much as you want. It's ridiculous. I've seen people take pretty much like all of Florence here for like 5 AE. It's nuts. So if you do plan on doing it, good luck. And that's it for me. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a great morning, a great evening, or a great night. Bye.